Dronacharya turned him down flat. The rejection had nothing to do with Eklavya's potential or physical ability. It was entirely based on his social standing as an outsider. He simply wasn't allowed in the room. Eklavya carried maximum ambition, but the one man authorized to teach this art had slammed the door shut. He was left in an impossible vacuum. Instead of giving up, Eklavya retreated into the forest and did something highly unusual. He gathered mud and sculpted a clay statue of the very man who rejected him, Dronacharya. Eklavya used the statue as a psychological anchor, converting internal drive into an external force. This diagram shows his feedback loop, using the master's image for accountability. Treating the clay as his guru established a strict standard, forcing him to measure daily progress against perfection. This visualization technique allowed him to bypass his lack of a living teacher entirely. Day after day, he stood in front of that statue, putting in thousands of hours of relentless, solitary practice. He didn't need the institution. By building his own psychological gatekeeper, Eklavya manufactured the discipline required for mastery, completely off the grid. Years pass. Eventually, Dronacharya and the royal princes traveled deep into that same forest for a hunting expedition. During the hunt, the royal's dog wanders off. It stumbles into a clearing, finds Eklavya deep in practice, and starts barking wildly, shattering his intense focus. Eklavya reacts instantly. Without hesitation, he draws his bow and fires a raise. The barking stops immediately. When the royals finally catch up to their dog, they find its mouth completely filled with arrows, pinning its jaws shut. But here's the catch. The dog has not suffered a single scratch. Dronacharya and the princes stare in shock. To silence a dog without drawing a drop of blood requires a level of precision they had never seen before. An unknown archer in the woods had just vastly outperformed their elite training. Raw, self-directed talent had just objectively humiliated institutional privilege. Dronacharya tracks the arrow's flight paths and finds the boy. He demands to know the identity of the master who taught him to shoot. Eklavya simply gestures toward the mud statue under the trees and says, "You are my guru." This chart reveals Dronacharya provided zero instruction or support, yet Eklavya's skill output broke the scale. That clay guru functioned as a mirror, reflecting his intrinsic discipline and 10,000 hours of practice. He was the source of his expertise. Society and institutions can ruthlessly guard their status, their titles, and their access. But Eklavya's story proves they can never gatekeep mastery from a mind completely dedicated to a goal.